So since there was a non-refundable ticket, consider that the agent has adopted the goal for driving to Bucharest. So he wants to drive to Bucharest. That's the goal. Okay. He has left sightseeing. He has left suntan and all other performance measure. He decides to now, since there is a ticket which is non-refundable ticket on the next day, I have to reach Bucharest the next day. That's my goal. So that is what he has decided. Now consider that when moving from Arad, I'm trying to reach Bucharest. What all states could be there? There could be multiple roads going through further towards Bucharest. As they say, there are three roads which lead out of Arad. Arad से बाहर निकलने के लिए तीन road है. That is what they are saying. One is taking to S, the other one is taking to T, and the next one is taking to Z. Okay, I'm not naming taking names of the cities because I'll look funny pronouncing those names. Okay, S, T, and Z where we want to move out to, because there are three roads available. None of these achieve the goal. So unless the agent is familiar with the geography of Romania, it will not be able to know which road to follow. ऐसे सिनारियो में क्या करना होगा? ऐसे सिनारियो में एजेंट को रैंडम चॉइस लेना पड़ेगा, either to go to Cebu, Timisoara or Zerin. Okay, so what it says is once I actually take the road from Arad to Cebu, I reach Cebu, I don't reach Bucharest. That is what it means by saying it doesn't lead to the goal. Okay, I can start off from A and go to S or T or Z, but going to S, going to T, going to Z is not satisfying my goal. It is just giving me one action. Okay, going from one city to the other city is like taking one action towards reaching goal. Okay, I'm now away from Arad and I'm moving towards Bucharest. But then if I don't know anything about the geography of Romania, okay, I will be in an environment which is referred to as unknown. And in such scenario, my choice of whether to take the action to go to S or to go to T or to go to Z would be what? Would be random action. That will be a random choice. Okay, and then there would not be any specific manner in which I can navigate the map of Romania in order to reach the Bucharest. Okay, so the unknown environment is kind of a roadblock for our agent. Okay, so that's an important thing that you need to consider in mind. Okay, and I guess I have actually highlighted it somewhere here. Let me pull this up. Yeah, the one that I was explaining, how you define the states and relevant states. Okay, that comes over here. Suppose that agent has a map of Romania, unknown nahi hai environment. The point of map is provided with the agent with the information about the states it might get itself into and actions that it can take. The agent can use this information to consider subsequent stages of hypothetical journey while each of the three towns trying to find out journey that eventually gets to Bucharest. So this is exactly what I was telling you. So if I had the map of Romania, I would actually look at the map and think about if I take the road to S, T or Z, okay, will that take me towards into a subsequent journey to the Bucharest? So this is exactly what I mean by understanding the actions and the state. So once I move from Arad to say Cebu, that is the action that I'm doing, navigating myself out of Arad to Cebu. That is my first action. Now I can actually, looking at the map, understand whether this particular action is it taking me towards Bucharest or away from the Bucharest. Looking at the map, I can obviously understand that because the map will have a lot of information for me. Okay, but currently we are understanding what do you mean by actions, what do you mean by states. The states would be once I leave from from Arad and reach the say S city, then now my state would be I am in S. Earlier I was in A. Okay, and thus when I apply an action, the state of the environment keeps on changing, and I start to get a solution path when I actually enact all the actions that will when I actually start enlisting all the actions that will lead me from Arad to Bucharest. Okay, think of it. as a navigation problem. You start from the current city, you take first action to go to next city, second action to go to the next one, third action may be taking you to the destination city. So these three steps actually are the steps for you to take to reach your goal. So your goal is to be in Bucharest. Your current state is being in the state city you are in. Okay, and the actions are taking you from your current city to next, and to finally your destination. So this is the way I can actually represent this kind of a problem, which is a general problem of navigation, into a computer program. And that is exactly what problem solving agent facilitates. We are not yet looked at what exactly is problem solving agent. I know that, but I want you to at least understand कि किस तरीके के प्रॉब्लम के बारे में हम लोग बोल रहे हैं. And when I say action sequence, what do I mean exactly? And when I mean an action sequence taking me to the goal, means that that action sequence is my solution. So the problem that we are solving is finding out the action sequence that takes me to the goal state from the state I am in currently. Okay, so this is a way this particular whole chapter will be looking at different problems. Like, okay, so the highlighted portion, I'll read what it is. I don't know why I highlighted it. An agent with several immediate options of unknown value can decide what to do by first examining future actions that eventually lead us to the state of unknown value, that eventually lead states of unknown value. So we'll just come to the discussion of this a bit later. I don't know why I highlighted it, but now we are in a position to understand what sort of problems this problem solving agent is able to solve. So out of the task environment characteristic, these characteristics, if the environment has, the first characteristic is this, second one is this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. What we are saying is, if for any real world problem, I can classify its task environment into a category that is observable, means fully observable, discrete, known, and deterministic, then I am in a position to use the problem solving agent or the search based solution to a state space problem. Okay, a lot of new things, but please understand what they are saying over here is, to be able to apply a problem solving agent, I need to have my environment having certain desired characters, and the first desired character is it should be fully observable. We exactly know what does fully observable means. Fully observable agent environment means the percept that the agent is receiving should be able to should be adequate to represent the state accurately. That means fully observable. So the percept that the agent has, they are quite enough to represent the world state accurately. That is fully observable environment. Second one is it should be discrete. So the second characteristic that the environment should have is the environment should be discrete. That is, the environment and the agent should interact, okay, both in a way that environment is giving the percepts are taken from the environment and actions are applied to the environment. Both way that there is discrete interaction between the environment and the agent. So agent एक्शन करने के बाद उसको जो परसेप्ट मिल रहा है, जिससे वर्ल्ड का स्टेट चेंज हुआ, उसको रिफ्लेक्ट हो रहा है, that should be in a discrete manner. Second and third important thing is the environment should be a known environment. There is some information already available to the agent solving that particular problem. So it should be a known environment. A lot of restriction. You will find that this is very much an idealistic environment we are talking about. And real world, we won't get these ideal characteristic for an environment. I'm sure you will also realize this if you give you a little thought. So a deterministic, that's a very crucial thing. Deterministic means if I apply an action and I predict that the state of the environment would change this much using my action, or this will be the change in the environment state, my prediction and what changes are actually imparted on the environment should be same or should match. That means my environment should be deterministic. All four are assumptions that we need to consider when we want to apply a problem solving agent for solving AI problem. Now you'll say that तो ये बकवास है सब, ऐसा तो कोई फुल्ली ऑब्जर्वेबल इन्वायरमेंट मिलता नहीं है, डिस्क्रीट बहुत बार होता नहीं है, नोन होना ठीक है, हो सकता है नोन इन्वायरमेंट, आई मे एक्चुअली कम अक्रॉस सेम सिचुएशन अगेन एंड अगेन, बट डिटर्मिनिस्टिक होना ये बहुत ही ज्यादा एक्सट्रीम है. डिटर्मिनिस्टिक होना बहुत मुश्किल है, बिकॉज यू डू नॉट नो आउट ऑफ द एजेंट के एनवेलप के बाहर क्या चीज बदलेगी, कैसे बदलेगी, इसका प्रेडिक्शन एजेंट ने एक्यूरेटली करना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. ये ओनली रियलिस्टिक फॉर्म्ड गेम्स में ही हो सकता है. तो ये कहाँ हो सकता है? ये ऐसे टास्क में हो सकता है, ऐसे एआई टास्क में ये सिचुएशन और ये तरीके का एजेंट एनवायरनमेंट हो सकता है जो टास्क फॉर्मल एआई टास्क है. If you remember, we talked about this few days back. There were few days. It has been few days since we did not talk about it. So let me take a moment and take you back. There were 4 different categories that we talked about of AI problems. That is in different book. That is why I'm loading the other book. Give me a second. We actually had opened that page. So it will come up early. So this is the exact page that I want you to refer to. Okay, so the task, like mundane task, so we actually classified into 3 categories. Number 1 was mundane task, which had perception, natural language, common sense reasoning, robot control. Then we had formal task, and then we had expert task. So जो 4 हमने assumptions किए हैं task environment के बारे में, that the task environment is known, fully observable, discrete and deterministic. ये कहाँ हो सकता है? ये फॉर्मल टास्क में हो सकता है. सो वी टॉक्ड अबाउट दीज एआई टास्क ऑन डे 1, आई गेस, इफ आई रिमेंबर इट राइट. ओके, सो ये जो टास्क है, ये जो क्लास है, क्लास ऑफ एआई टास्क है, उसके लिए, गेम्स के लिए, जिसमें फॉर्मल रिप्रेजेंटेशंस होते हैं. फॉर्मल रिप्रेजेंटेशन मीन्स वेल डिफाइंड रूल बेस्ड. सो वेल डिफाइंड रूल बेस्ड डिटर्मिनिस्टिक, well defined rule based discrete, well defined rule based fully observable. Okay, so that is how these 2 things are now connected: the problem definition that we are learning, the problem solving agent that we are learning, and the different kinds of task environment. But whereas all the other kind of tasks or AI tasks, this might not be applicable as is. We might require certain change in the template. But as I told you, since we are learning this first time, the topic of AI is now introduced to you right now. This is the first course that we are doing. We will try to gain understanding about how these solutions are built, and then based on that understanding, we might actually extrapolate some understanding of how AI solutions exist for formal tasks to using those solutions with some alteration to be used as for the expert task or mundane task. So that is how we can actually say we are going to defend ourselves in learning something that is much more easier to solve compared to the actual AI task. So the formal tasks are much more easier to solve for a computer program. And that is the reason why people actually first applied AI to these tasks only. So that is why these tasks were chosen as the first task where the AI algorithms were applied and AI techniques were developed along these tasks. Because these tasks are formally represented, they can be realized in a simulation environment. They could be actually represented in a computer program, and we could design different solutions and test those solutions over on to the solution on the